Yeah,
So I do.
or not, you know. It's really okay. 1, 2, 3.
As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. Peace for all right now. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. Peace for all right now. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace.
Split off the tenors and it's serving love, love.
As for me and my house, you will find us serving love. As for me and my house, you will find us serving love. As for me and my house, you will find us serving love.
Let's split off the basses and find us serving hope, hope.
As for me and my house, you will find us serving hope. As for me and my house, you will find us serving hope. As for me and my house, you will find us serving hope.
Joy. One more time with joy, joy.
As for me and my house, you will find us serving joy. As for me and my house, you will find us serving joy. As for me and my house, you will find us serving joy. Joy for all right now.
Good morning. Welcome to the Community Church of Chapel Hill Unitarian Universalist. I am Michelle Itano, a member of the Worship Associates Ministry. Eric Conrad, listed in your order of service today, had a cold and will be joining us in spirit today and allowing me to step in his place. Our minister is the Reverend Tom Belote, and our preacher this morning is Caleigh Grogan, our intern minister. I especially want to welcome any visitors or newcomers to our church and to call your attention to the special note for you, welcome guests and newcomers on the backside of your order of service. I would also like to welcome those of you attending online, lyrics to hymns, there we go, and all elements of the service may be found on the screen, and a complete order of service is available in the link on the Sunday morning email and on the church's website. Our in-person Sunday social is held immediately following the service. Please turn off or silence any cell phones during our service to maintain a worshipful experience. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you arrived at this beloved place, you are welcome here. We will now hear from Sarah Clark-Farnell and Taryn Bonner-Hirsch about our Share the Plate drum.
Good morning. I'm Taryn Bonner-Hirsch.
And I'm Sarah Clark-Farnell. We are from the Racial Justice Ministry, and we are really excited to tell you about one of our upcoming events. On Thursday, October 9th at 7 p.m., we will be hosting a Drum Public Worship Watch Party. DRUM, which stands for Diverse and Revolutionary Unitarian Universalist Multicultural Ministries, is the oldest and largest Black, Indigenous, and people of color-led organization in our faith.
DRUM hosts monthly closed worship services by and for people of color. And once a year, they offer a public service theme that is open to all. This year's public worship theme is There Will Be Dancing. Drum shares, through the destruction and devastation, something enduring resides within us that cannot be stamped out by bigotry, greed, or exploitation. No matter how much injustice we face and the burdens we carry, there will always be movement. There will always be music. There will always be dancing. From this inner well, we sing, pray, resist, rejoice, and dream and rebuild. Because our liberation is bound up together and our spirits are uncontainable. Let us gather to remind one another of our sources of courage, joy, and power.
We will gather together in the spirit of curiosity, reverence, and joy to view this special offering and to collect monetary donations to benefit Drum. And there will be snacks and tea and maybe even dancing. Please come and join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Please stand in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 346 in the gray hymnal, Come Sing a Song With Me. Our call to worship this morning is by Leslie Takahashi. Here in this place of peace, may we find hope. Here in this place of connection, may we find life-giving community. Here in this place of rest, let the unrest of our hearts turn toward justice. Here, in this space made sacred by memories of connection, let each of us feel ourselves part of the new that grows from the old in the spiraling unity of years. Come, let us worship together. You will find the words for our chalice lighting in your order of service. If you wish to do so, please join me in reading them. May the light of this chalice give light and warmth to our community when we are joyful and when we despair, and may we feel the warmth spread from our circle to wider and wider circles until all know they belong to the one circle of life.
bid you welcome here. We bid you welcome to Intern.
Now is the time in our service when we share the joys and sorrows that we hold in our hearts. So I invite you, if you have something to share, to come down either far aisle, place a stone in the water, share your name, and briefly your joy or sorrow. If we have any.
I do this for the loss of my husband, Martin. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for bringing me here today, Emily. And I'm Forrest. I'm so impressed by y'all's choir. Thank you guys. Very, very impressed.
I'm Barbara. I'm visiting from a road trip. I'm attending all UUs on the East Coast. I just came from Boone, and I love your town. It's too bad they had to extort $360 for towing my car the other day. So I was going to stay at campgrounds, and now I'm car camping. But I love everything else about your beautiful community. If anyone would like to buy one of my photographs, I printed them out, so to help me with my journey. But thank you, I have them with me, so if you would like to donate, because I'm really struggling now. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Hillary. I'm visiting from a UU church in Charlottesville. Barbara, I will see you next week. Come to Charlottesville, Virginia. But I'm visiting my mom, and I just wanted to say that I'm happy to be here. Thank you, guys. We do a stone and water tradition, too, so I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Tracy McNeil, and I grew up in this church and was gone for 30 years and just got back last year, so I'm very excited to be singing in the choir again with my friends that I sang with 30 years ago. And that's one of my joys. My other joy is my daughter Charlotte graduated college in May, and she has a job, and she's like a whole person, fully fledged. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Place one more stone for all of those joys and sorrows that remain unspoken, and for all of those without a community in which to share them. I invite you to join me now in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, known by many names and by none, may we feel fully the great honor and responsibility it is to know one another, to celebrate one another's joys, and to mourn together our sorrows. Through loss and uncertainty, through sickness and fear, May we feel held and connected to the great source of our being. May we feel buoyed by a community of care. May we know that we each hold a crucial place in the great tapestry of the universe. In sharing from the most tender parts of ourselves, may we know ourselves more fully. And may we, with everything we are holding, find peace. Blessed be, and amen. Now I invite you to remain seated as we sing our meditation hymn, number 155 in the gray hymnal, Circle Round for Freedom.
Circle round for freedom. Circle round for peace. For all of us imprisoned. Circle for release. Circle for the planet. Circle for each soul. For the children of our children. Keep the circle whole. Circle round for freedom. Circle round for peace. For all of us imprisoned. Circle for release. Circle for the planet. Circle for each soul. For the children of our children. Keep the circle whole.
Our reading this morning comes from the book Research is Ceremony, Indigenous Research Methods by Sean Wilson. Wilson is a Cree researcher, writer, psychologist, and father. The purpose of his book is to articulate shared elements of Indigenous research paradigm. What that means is essentially naming the worldview that informs appropriate methods for Indigenous research. A primary feature of the worldview he identifies is relationality. To help his reader understand the depth of this relationality, Wilson offers the following guided visualization. I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable. Imagine that you are a single point of light, not like a light bulb or even a star, but an infinitely small, intense point of light in an area of otherwise total darkness. Now, in the darkness of this void, another point of light becomes visible somewhere off in the distance. It is impossible to tell how far off, because you and the other point of light are so infinitely small. You form a relationship with that other point of light. And it is as though there is an infinitely thin thread now running between you and the other. All that exists are these two points of light, one of which is you, and something that is connecting the two of you together. Now another point of light is visible off in another direction, and again you develop a relationship, and another thin thread evolves. You are now connected with two other points. A fourth light appears, and another relationship and thread form. A fifth light and a sixth. Slowly, slowly, more lights appear. You build more and more connections. Now the lights are starting to appear all around you, and they are coming faster as you get accustomed to bringing them into your forming web of relationships. The lights are coming into being as fast as you can imagine them now. And as you build your web of relationships, slowly these infinitely small threads of relationships are building up into something resembling a form around you. As the lights and the relationships come faster and faster, the form starts to take its shape as your physical body. While you notice this, your consciousness expands outwards, and you notice that another point of light, perhaps that first one that you noticed, has also started to take on a shape as it makes its own web of relationships. Now other lights are taking on their physical form as their webs of relationships grow and coalesce. As more and more of these points of light take on their physical form, the world around you starts to take shape. Now, as you open your eyes, you can see all these things that are around you in this room. What you see is their physical form, but you realize that this form is really just a web of relationships that have taken on a familiar shape. Every individual thing that you see around you is really just a huge knot, a point where thousands and millions of relationships come together. These relationships come to you from the past, from the present, and from the future. This is what surrounds us and forms us, our world, our cosmos, and our reality. We could not be without being in relationship. Our reality is the relationships. Here ends our reading.
Freely have we received gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly we bring to our church and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. Today, our generosity extends beyond our walls as we give to today's Share the Plate drum. If you wish to donate online, there's a QR code on the back of your order of service, and there's information on the church's website. If you are writing a check, please make it out to the church and write STP for Share the Plate in the memo line. We will now receive the morning offering.
I was raised a Unitarian Universalist. The church I consider my home and the congregation that has had the biggest impact on my journey to ministry is the Unitarian Universalist Society of Bangor. But before my family moved to Maine, I spent the first 6 years of my life as a part of the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Franklin, New Hampshire. I don't have many distinct memories from the first 6 years of my life, but one thing that has lodged itself in my brain and remains there still is the ritual that we began our religious education time with. Much like your children do here, we would spend time on Sunday morning in a group of kids of all ages, but instead of lighting a chalice and saying some chalice lighting words, we would light 7 small candles, each in a color of the rainbow, and say together this rainbow version of the 7 principles. Red, respect all beings. Orange, offer fair and kind treatment to all. Yellow, yearn to learn. Green, grow by exploring. Blue, believe in our ideals and act on them. Indigo, insist on freedom, justice, and peace. And violet, value our connection with nature. This final candle, value our connection with nature, is a take on the old 7th principle of the Unitarian Universalist Association, which was respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. And the web of all existence was depicted for me like a spider's web, where each person and plant and animal existed at an intersection of silk threads. Our actions rippled out across that web, affecting all things. I think this idea, this image, sparked for me an early passion for justice and a keen awareness of the impact we can each have on the world. Even with this early, passionate belief in our interdependence, when I first read Sean Wilson's book, and in particular that guided visualization we did, it made something click for me. I am not just part of an interdependent web. I am made of the web. Wilson goes into detail about the relationality in an Indigenous worldview and the relevance of that to Indigenous researchers, because the dominant academic landscape has historically operated from a worldview that is not relational, where all things have stable, objective truths that are not influenced by our relationship to them. Now, this is starting to change, especially in fields like sociology, where some researchers recognize that their own thoughts and feelings and relationships to the communities they are studying have an impact on the research itself, that it can never be totally objective. But many of us were raised and educated in systems that encouraged objective truth-seeking and discouraged relational ways of understanding. So when I first encountered Wilson's work, it was like throwing open a door to a whole new world of possibilities. I think part of what made this relational worldview seem so right and so appealing to me was that, thinking back, I realized I've been given many lessons on relationality throughout my life, even if I didn't fully understand them as such at the time. For example, when my brother and I were very young, our dad taught us that there is no such thing as bad words. When other kids were being told, "Don't say that, that's a bad word," we were being told, "Words are just words. Bad words or curse words aren't real. What's real is how our words affect people. the relationship between people and words. That's what matters. He taught us that there were words that offend some people, and that even as little kids, we had the power to choose what kind of impact we wanted to have on the people around us. For instance, he said, you might make friends who swear, and they won't mind if you swear, but if you swear in front of your grandmother, she'd be very offended by that. It's not the words, it's the relationship. As another example, my mom has more of an earth-based spirituality, and growing up, I had the opportunity to attend with her different rituals and ceremonies that mark our movement through the year. Some celebrate the summer and winter solstice, the spring and autumn equinoxes, because they believe in venerating the gods and goddesses that rule over those times of the year. But for others, what is central to those rituals is how they remind us of our connection to and dependence on the earth. It is amazing how we understand the physics and astronomy that create the different seasons, that we know why tomorrow there will be equal hours of day and night. But this time held cultural significance long before the science was understood. For those in the Northern Hemisphere, the autumn equinox was and is significant because it marks the end of the growing season, begins the time for harvest. It is a time for remembering that our lives are not purely our own. They are dictated by our relationship to the seasons. We are of the earth, not separate from it. These lessons I had learned about connection, about interdependence, were illuminated by Sean Wilson's image of every person and thing as fundamentally a knot of relationships. And now those words that I said many times as a child, Violet, value our connection with nature, take on a whole new significance because I am connection and I am nature. Now, I'm not trying to say this is how you need to understand reality. The beauty of our tradition being that we don't have to believe exactly the same things about the nature of reality, where we come from. And while I find this idea very exciting and convincing, there is also something a little scary about it. The idea of reality being relational, fundamentally composed of relationships, is destabilizing if you are used to an empirical kind of reality, where the facts are always the facts and they don't have anything to do with us or our relationship to them. But I suspect that regardless of your thoughts about relationality, you have experienced some kind of destabilization or challenge to your worldview over the past few years, maybe especially recently. Watching the rights we thought were guaranteed be threatened or stripped away, the eroding trust in science and history, blatant attacks on freedom of speech and freedom of the press. I grew up with a narrative about this country that despite our problems and systemic issues of injustice, we were moving, if slowly, in the right direction. I learned about the civil rights movement and women's recent victories for independence. I witnessed the struggle and triumph for marriage equality. It seemed that that famous Martin Luther King Jr. quote was true. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Something you may already know is that those words were inspired by Unitarian minister and abolitionist Theodore Parker, who preached the much less succinct and inspirational, "I do not pretend to understand the moral universe. The arc is a long one. My eye reaches but little ways. I cannot calculate the curve and complete the figure by the experience of sight. I can divine it by conscience. And from what I see, I am sure it bends towards justice." I appreciate the conviction of both of these visionary leaders, but sometimes it feels to me like that arc is not so easy to see. And to keep myself out of despair, I find myself returning to Sean Wilson, who, towards the end of his book, writes, "Everything we do shares in the ongoing creation of our universe. Everything we do shares in the ongoing creation of our universe." I find hope and inspiration in the idea that through our innumerably many relationships, we are constantly changing this world and are being changed by it. Things are not fixed. And as difficult as that can be to live with, it is also an opportunity to change things for the better, to bend the arc of our lives towards justice. This is a big part of why I feel called to ministry. Because in our congregations, we do not claim to have the one objective truth. We recognize that truth-seeking and justice-making are ongoing, and that they are both practiced best in communities, through relationship. It is thanks to all the relationships that formed me that I get to be on this journey, that I have found my way here. Would I be here if I had not once been a child sitting in a circle reciting the rainbow principles? Who's to say? But I am grateful for it, because it will always be a part of who I am, a part of my web of relationships. And now that I'm here, knowing you will become a part of who I am. I am excited to learn from you, to be changed by you, to engage together in the ongoing creation of our universe. Blessed be. I invite you now to rise in body or in spirit and join in singing one of my favorite hymns, number 1051 in the Teal hymnal, "We Are."
Should we take the repeat? Will you do all the repeats? We'll do all the repeats.
So the whole section as well.
What's that? Yeah, it's written. So, yeah.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
The words for extinguishing the chalice are in your order of service. Please join me if you wish to do so. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Let's take a moment to acknowledge and thank all those who contributed to making the service so special this morning. Now, please join us in singing Shalom. The words are in your order of service, and as you are comfortable, please either hold hands with the person next to you or cross your arms over your heart.